You are now listening to Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast. And now for your hosts, Jamal Brown and Nicholas Garcia.
All right, everybody, welcome to Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast. I'm your host, Jamal Brown, along with...
This is Nick Garcia. What's up, Bandwagon Nation?
What's happening, Bandwagon fans, diehard fans, and everybody in between who don't know who they're going for half of the time.
It's too early in the season, sir.
Yeah.
It's too early in the season.
Right. So, I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm so excited, Jamal.
Dude, this is something that you never get to do because this is like our first podcast. When do you ever get to redo something your first time?
I think we all like to talk. That is an American tradition to talk. Look at social media, man, and we are getting to have our own platform to talk about what we love doing, man.
Right?
There's nothing better. This
is really cool. This is really cool. This is a special moment. So before we dive into all the madness of bandwagonry and everything, we want to use this opportunity as a reference point to where we can point everybody to episode 1 as who Team Bandwagon is, what we're about, what is the term bandwagon. So let me jump into it. We started this company, me and my friend Stefan. You'll hear him on the podcast in a couple episodes, but we started this because I used to make fun of Stefan. He is the biggest bandwagon fan ever. Like, he is team captain bandwagon Never Lose Again guy. And I used to, every time something happened, he'll bust out with a New Jersey or something. I'm like, dude, bandwagon fan, and it's just stuck, and he's like, Team Bandwagon, hashtag Never Lose Again. I'm like, dude, that would look dope on the shirt. So so we put it on the shirt, and then we put it on the website, and then now we're here on the podcast talking about Team Bandwagon and the bandwagon followers, because if you know it or not, I'm pretty sure you knew there's a lot more bandwagon fans out there than we think there are, right?
Oh yeah, they just don't want to. I guarantee you, count 5 friends, 4 of them are bandwagon fans. I guarantee
they're in the closet.
They're in the closet.
We're here to help you guys, let you guys know it's okay to come out. It's okay to come out. Everybody loves to win, and that's what Team Bandwagon is about. We're about winning. Hashtag Never Lose Again, Never Lose Again podcast. This is why we're here. This is what we do, baby.
That's right.
So that's how we started. The term bandwagon actually came from like long ago when they had, wagons and horse drawing the carrots, the chariots. What is that? When Caesar was around? No.
Chariots.
Chariots of fire. No.
Not Caesar's day.
No, not Caesar. This is like 1800s, late 1800s. And when the circus used to come to town, they used to throw this big parade downtown to kind of showcase the circus. And I wrote this in our Team Bandwagon blog, if you want to check it out, teambandwagon.com. Shameless plug. But every time the circus came to town, they used to have these parades and showcase what the circus was bringing. And so, one of these politicians got the bright idea, like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity. Everybody in the towns out here, let me just, hop on there and promote myself,
Jumping on the bandwagon.
And jump on the bandwagon. And so he did. And, this technique was so successful that everybody adopted it as part of their campaign.
Jumping on the bandwagon.
And the term jumping on a bandwagon was from, some losing, politician warning people to don't jump on these guys' bandwagon. So even the term bandwagon came from losers. That's right.
Yep.
Hating on the winners. So, and bandwagon all across the board, it's all about winning. So, don't be ashamed. We win, jump teams. Don't get mad, don't hate the player, hate the game. This is the game where you can jump ship and still win and get that chip, right?
Whatever it takes to win.
Dude, that was like a dope rhyme right there, man.
He's a poet and he doesn't even know it.
Man, that was a dope rhyme. So that's Team Bandwagon. This is what we're about. And Nick, why do you think that people have the feeling to like stay on a sucky team?
I think nobody really wants to admit that they're a bandwagon fan. I mean, and I think, especially you're growing up, you want to cheer for like your dad's team or whoever your local hero team was. And then by the time you start to realize, like, dude, I am so tired of rooting for the Cleveland Browns. I am going to become a Patriots fan. But then how do you go back to that restaurant that's all Browns themed and show up to all your friends in the red, white, and blue, right? So what do? You either move to New England or you find a new restaurant to eat
Dang. You get disassociated.
at. Yep.
You know, I think it comes as a balance. You know, like, you know, you have your people, your competitive people who want to win, and then you have your people who just are comfortable and don't want to change and don't want to move, and you know, their grandpa root for the Browns,
Yeah.
their dad root for the Browns,
Yeah.
they're gonna root for the Browns, and they're praying that their kids go for the Browns. You know, I think there's a balance in the universe.
Well, yeah, because you got to admit, if the Browns win a Super Bowl, even in the next 50 years, okay, and even if it's not going to happen, but if they won next year, dude, how crazy would that city get with how long that team struggled?
Who would need to go to the Browns for them to win? You think Tom Brady would?
Tom Brady can't save the Browns.
He,
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And you know, Cleveland's pretty good on the defensive side of the ball, but they can't win even if they had Tom Brady there.
not Tom Brady?
No, man.
All right, Tom Brady and who else?
Tom Brady would
Who else
become
would
like
it-
Tim Couch, bro. We would all forget about who he is.
Is it like Space Jam, but like NFL version for them to win the?
Yeah, but even if Tom could stretch his arm 40 feet to get the ball in the end zone, he still couldn't save the Browns, man. I'm telling you. You know, they go through this process, and obviously the biggest weakness is that quarterback position. I think they've broken records, dude, for how many quarterbacks they've gone through in the last 12 years.
Man, you know, listeners out there, I promise this isn't a bash on the Browns segment.
No, not at all.
There's just the easy target to talk about, you know, die-hard fans, because it's like, really?
Hey,
Like,
Cleveland, you got an NBA title 2 years ago, dude, and I guarantee a lot of you found your Cavs jerseys after you won that title too. So
from the burnt shards that you guys,
all was forgiven that day. All was.
it
forgiven.
all washed away.
That's
It all
right.
washed away with that chip, huh?
I saw one where a dude walks in and he's got a Miami Heat jersey on, and it's LeBron James, and it zooms into his computer screen saying LeBron's going to the Cavs. This camera zooms back out, and he's got a LeBron Cavs jersey on.
Man, quick to jump on that bandwagon, man. I really wasn't that fast to jump on LeBron's bandwagon. You
Yeah.
know, because I'm a diehard Kobe fan. Like,
Yeah.
even though he's out of, I still think he can come back. You know, 2018 and still be top 20 player in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, healthy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. If his leg doesn't fall off and his pinky stays healthy, I mean, he could play. But dude, he literally is becoming like the $6 million man. He's had so many surgeries.
Yeah.
Rebuilding his knees and things like that. Hey, you go
Yeah.
get some more surgery done, man. Come back and play for another 20 years.
He was, you know, he did kill his body. You know, he put his body through so much, you know, 20 years of, you know, pounding that hardwood floor, you know.
Yeah.
I watched a video recently where it was like top 100 Kobe dunks. Oh my gosh, this dude was dunking on people nasty, man. Like disgusting.
He's so athletic, and I think we all, well, most of us, right, that remember that when he was 17, came into the league, showed a lot of these guys up, was dunking over dudes. He's uber athletic, and I think it was the work ethic too. I mean, it was good for him, got him 5 titles, but also beat the heck out of his body, man. This guy played in preseason back when the Stars played in preseason. He didn't, oh, well, I'm going on a road trip and I'm tired, so I'm going to sit out the next 3 games. That didn't happen. That wasn't even talked to.
It wasn't.
You know, so
It wasn't.
I mean, granted, it's the way the league is now. I'm not trying to tear into these guys.
Yeah.
Popovich kind of started it. I get it, but that didn't exist, dude. He gave it all to the game.
Yeah, those dudes balled, man. And it's just, I think it's part of like, you know, evolution of the game. You know, like people got to work smarter, not harder.
Yep.
Sort of like Tom Brady, how he's, you know, had to take care of his body. So,
Yeah.
you know, like he doesn't drink or anything. And these quarterbacks back in the day, you know, smash a 12-pack right after the game. And, you know, and these guys with beer bellies going into the training camps, you know.
Yeah.
And they lasted, you know, X amount of years, but definitely Brady is the new standard, you know. And man, talk about quarterbacks. We have a lot of good-looking quarterbacks now in the league, man.
Yeah, I was listening to preseason, and somebody else was talking about how many good quarterbacks are coming up in the league. And I remember growing up, dude, you had like maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was
Steve Young.
Yeah, and they
And-
just dominated the league every year. And now with Brett Favre or anybody like that, And there was really no competition besides that, man. And you're right.
I think up until about maybe 5 years ago, the Vince Young came in and he kind of had like sparkles of greatness, that dimmed out pretty quick. not to hit on your boys or anything, Nick is
you know what
diehard
I liked when we drafted
Titans
him.
fan.
Yeah, I love
his
Titans.
his Wi-Fi password is Titans #1. If you come in his house, you got free Wi-Fi.
Don't tell him where I live, Jamal. I was excited when we got Vince Young, but I was worried about his transition to the NFL game. They said he was throwing off a wrong foot. And he was doing this, that, and the other. But we were winning games, dude.
Yeah.
We were winning games, and then he just couldn't stay healthy. He had coaching issues and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, that's my boring rant about the Titans, but we've really struggled at quarterback since then. Kerry Collins got us the next year 10-0.
Who?
Hey, come on, man. He's been to a Super Bowl.
Who?
He's been to a Super Bowl.
Did he win?
No.
Okay, that's why I don't know who this dude is.
Hey, remember the Giants Ravens?
Nope. I
Oh,
don't
come
remember.
on, man. Yeah, they got whooped by the Ravens, and the Ravens got their first Super Bowl. But anyway, Collins was all right for us. It was like a system more than it was the quarterback, but we've really struggled. I'm hoping Mariota can finally carry us to the promised land.
And to go back to my point, man, there's a slew of great looking quarterbacks now, and I think they just need time to develop. When they're in that rookie season, I think, they're getting thrown to the wolves. And I think that's what happened to RG3. His rookie year, he was great, but, his body took a beating, and,
Poor knee, man.
These guys, Wentz and Goff, these guys, their second year in, and they're getting a little bit better, getting more accustomed to the league and the speed of it. They're able to adjust better because they have better lines. And,
Right.
Right. So, but these guys are looking good. How many touchdowns did Wentz throw? 4 touchdowns?
Was that Wentz or Goff?
Wentz.
Yeah, I think Wentz. I think they actually both threw 4 touchdowns last week.
Goodness.
And Wentz to me is more fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I like Goff's story, man, because Goff, we were scoffing, dude. I mean, we were just laughing at this dude last year.
He doesn't even look like a baller, man. Like, he looks like he's about to sell me insurance or something. It's like, no, man, stop calling me, bro. Like, I put you on the block list, dude.
Do you have 5 minutes, sir?
Right.
Do you have time to talk, Mr. Brown?
Let me give you. Can I tell you about this promotion we're having at our? No, you can't, man.
Come on, man. You can't pass up on this deal.
Hey, but Wentz, and I was, all these new quarterbacks, all these new guys, I'm always skeptical. Like, I don't know. I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. I ain't believing the hype, But watching these guys, ball, I'm like, man, these guys is hooping, man.
Well, good as Goff is playing, everybody said Wentz didn't look like an NFL quarterback last year because the mobile quarterback is kind of dying out, and he's too small, and he played at North Dakota State and all this stuff. To me, if I had to vote today, Carson Wentz is the MVP. I mean,
I'm jumping on that bandwagon.
Absolutely.
That dude looks great.
He looks phenomenal.
That dude looks great. And, and it's a shame because, Tom Brady is still in the league. He's still doing some stuff, that's about.
Well, Brady, props to him because he gets some MVP votes, man.
Yeah.
Even if it's their second place vote, because that defense is struggling.
I was pretty bummed. Rodgers went out, man. That dude grown on me. Like, when coming after Brett Favre, it's like you can't. You're gonna live in this guy's shadow forever. But he definitely made a way for himself, and I think that's what I like about him the best.
Yeah.
But he has a great personality. All these State Farm commercials is comedy. But I really love the way he plays because he is a straight technician. He will get his touchdown, with 30 seconds left.
He's the man, and he's uber athletic. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is the mobile quarterback is not dying out. It's just that you need to utilize it the right way. A lot of people don't realize Aaron Rodgers can run, dude. That dude can run. I don't know if you've ever seen him run. That dude, I don't know what his 40 time is, but that guy can run. Andrew Luck is one of the best runners in the league. Tom Brady, we all laugh at him every time he tries to take off the ball. But, pocket quarterback is still going to win you a Super Bowl. But these dudes,
I don't know, man. Pocket quarterback, they're killing guys, man. They're like, I think they're trying to force, like, Savage. I was watching Savage get killed in a, granted, he's not, he's not top caliber. You know, he lost his starting position. But, you know, he's in that pocket, and that pocket is collapsing. You know, I don't even know the Niners quarterback. But that dude's
Garoppolo now.
No, he wasn't in. They didn't play him.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Then he's seen that.
Did you see
They're like,
the
we
picture of him
spent spent how much on you?
Did you see the picture of him on the sideline? And it goes, now Garoppolo knows what it feels like to be on a sucky team.
Nah, I haven't seen that meme. There's so much memes going out.
So many memes
Man,
and
it's hard
pictures.
to-
It's funny to watch. But, you know, my point is, like I said, most people don't realize Rodgers can run because he doesn't have to.
Gotcha.
They more want him to throw the deep ball, play in the pocket. But I think you do want a quarterback who can when you need it. Because Luck, same thing. We never see him run. But with that,
We haven't seen him run in like 20 games.
Right. Well, I can guarantee you, if he played this season, he'd be running for his life. That O-line is so bad.
Oh, my
bad,
gosh.
bro. But I hear you what you're saying with so many good quarterbacks. They are getting to be more mobile. I mean, we've got some athletic guys out there right now. It'll be interesting to see who's next man up. Brady, I know he's talking about playing 6 or 7 more years. I hope he doesn't, but
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you know, he's Super Bowl champion, MVP. You know, what he did to the Dirty Birds was ridiculous. I think what the Dirty Birds did to themselves was ridiculous. But, you know, you give that dude a chance and he's going to take you out. So just him sitting on that win right now, like, you can't count these guys out, even though these guys are like, you know, barely pushing through the regular season. With, you know, their defense is getting a little bit better. But, you know, come playoffs, like, it's anybody's game, honestly, right now. Like,
absolutely.
Besides a handful of teams, everybody's pretty much playing lights out. Right
Yeah. And it's hard to win in Gillette Stadium. It's like you said, they've been there. Playoffs come around. Belichick's going to find a way. They are getting better every week, and they have a lot of weapons. So I totally agree with you. Do not count the Patriots out. Doesn't matter how well everybody else is playing. I think
Dirty Birds know about that.
Well, 2 weeks ago, I think we would have said Chiefs are favorites to win the AFC right now. Now they've lost 3 out of their last 4.
Yeah, and you know, I wasn't too fast to drink the Chiefs Kool-Aid. You know, that kid Hunt though.
Kareem Hunt.
That dude is a monster. Did you see that was it that reverse Hail Mary they ran?
It's not even fair how fast he is, and the thing is, he's got like a perfect balance of speed and strength. You know what I mean? You see, it takes more than one hit to bring him down too.
I like the way it was the guys, the commentators, Clark, they call him Clark Kent, or what is it, Kent Clark, the dude with the hair on ESPN.
Dude, you're totally losing me.
I got you.
I must have missed that game.
I want to say Clark. His name is Clark, but he was talking about that play and how like all the guys were surrounding him, and he kind of related it to like a kung fu movie, how like all these dudes are surrounding, you know, Bruce Lee, but they only attack him one at a time. It's like, dude, you guys are gonna lose because you're fighting them one at a time. Why don't you just freaking jump them, and then it'll be over with, you know?
That's great. I love that comparison. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's what they did. They were just kind of sitting there like, he's coming, all right, you know, and then he just ran right by him, you know, like. Pew.
So out of all the young players, let's say, I mean, I hate to put an age on it, so just think young guy. Out of the young up-and-coming quarterbacks right now, so Brady, don't count him. Rodgers, don't count him. Eli Manning, definitely don't count him. Which quarterback would you start a franchise with right now if you could sign him to a 10-year deal?
Ooh. What is Deshaun Watson? I'll start with that dude.
I think he's solid.
I think I'll start with that dude. That dude, what he did at that Clemson game, oh my gosh. That was like, that dude had zero nerves. That dude was just cold as ice, man. And he has a great makeup about him. You know, it sucks. You know, I hope he's not another, you know, RG3 with all these injuries kind of lingering on. But I would, well, now that I know he's hurt, I probably want
Well,
that's
so I was going to jump in.
Yeah.
Deshaun is probably the most athletic quarterback in the NFL right now. And like you said, he played awesome against Alabama. Mike Williams obviously helped. They had a great defense, all that good stuff. But the reason I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I love him, but I'm afraid. We've seen these kind of injuries before.
Yeah.
We've seen guys not bounce back. They said that, you know, he's hitting his targets, but is it because Will Fuller is probably the biggest wide receiver out there and DeAndre Hopkins is one of the best? or is he really making plays? And then what the other thing has me skeptical is why, before the season started, what did they see that they didn't like that said, we're going to go with Tom Savage? Yeah, we know he sucks. Yeah, we know this guy's never done anything for us. We're going to go with Tom Savage, even though we took Deshaun Watson in the first round.
I think definitely they don't want to get him hurt, and they see how rookies, go out. So to give him some time to get adjusted, I guess they wanted to go with Savage. But as far as what Deshaun did to what he did to the Seahawks, that was like, did you watch that game?
I watched some of that game. I did not see the whole thing.
That dude was balling, man.
Well, the thing to talk about is Seattle's defense has not been the same this year, but they're still really good.
They're nobody to mess with.
Absolutely. And
like
he put up 38 points. Yeah.
And so, the big game, because that was the big game. Was, Wilson versus Watson. Who's gonna win? The young gunslingers.
Right.
And it was like a Wild West movie, man. It was pew pew pew. And so based on that game, I'll definitely I'll take that, dude. What about yourself?
It's hard to argue with you. I obviously, my first instinct is kind of what we said. I think I want to go more Carson Wentz. Dude's the man. He's got a lot of weapons.
I definitely think the system and Philadelphia is helping him out, though.
Well, you know what? But what was kind of convincing for me, yeah, he's got a lot of weapons. He's got Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, and he's got weapons. Zach Ertz. There was a play, I can't remember who they played. It was on Monday Night Football. And there was a play, the pocket collapsed, and he had like the entire pocket fall on top of him, and you think he's down, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, everybody else goes down. He gets up, and he makes like a 30-yard throw. And
that dude has an arm on him. That dude has...
How did he get up when 4 300-pound offensive linemen and defensive linemen fell on him? I'm like, this dude...
He has heart. He definitely has heart, man. And, I feel bad because, growing up, I was an Eagles fan. On Madden, that was my team. McNabb. McNabb was my boy, man. Yep. And, once they started getting far and in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, like, these Eagle fans start coming out of the... I'm like... You weren't an Eagle fan. You weren't. So I pretty much was like, man, forget you guys. I ain't going for no Eagles because you guys just ruined it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see those guys do good though, man.
I'm happy to see them succeed. I think they're one of the teams that still don't have a Super Bowl. Excuse me if I'm wrong, Philadelphia fans, but
they don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. No. I didn't think so. But they've got a good team.
They got Rocky Balboa.
They got 10
Rockies.
I heard they're making another Creed movie too. Right. So hey, go Philadelphia.
Hey, go Philadelphia. Never lose again.
Never lose again. That's
in trouble. Forced up and in. Unbelievable.
Want more from Never Lose Again podcast team? Then you need to jump on that Team Bandwagon website at www.teambandwagon.com. Find links to our social media sites and subscribe. Team Bandwagon. Never lose again.
Hey, so we're going to switch gears. Right now, we're going to just talk about, as far as we're going to salute the team bandwagon captains. And so let's just break down the criteria right now. So our team bandwagon captain is the person who wants to win, okay? Not necessarily based on skill set, but just based on the pure will of wanting to win. And so I'm going to nominate... my man KD, Kevin Durant, who jumped ship to get that chip. He jumped ship to get that chip, man. And I applauded him because I'm like, dude, that's such a bold move because so many people are in a terrible situation where, they're looking to get a ring, but they want to stay faithful to the city, and they want to stay loyal to their friends and all this stuff. And it's like, nah, man, forget all that stuff. When it's all said and done, what you gonna have on your finger, man?
That's right.
Yep. So definitely, I salute him, man. I applaud his actions of bravery.
KD, I know. A lot of people were giving him grief, dude, when he left. And I mean, I still don't know how Golden State pulls it off salary cap wise. I gotta look over their whole salary.
They're billionaires, cap. Man. All these billionaires.
What are they paying in luxury tax? Is what I want to know.
These guys are.
Curry signed a big old deal this last summer. They've got Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson. Now they're saying they might lose Klay. I don't think Klay's going to leave. I think they're going to keep paying the luxury tax, and they're going to lose a lot of money while they do it. And go on, please.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay. But Clay and all these guys, I think they're going to stick together for a few years. I think they're winning a couple championships. KD, I think, took a slight salary cut so they can keep Iggy.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't see them staying together for
I think 3 years tops, 2 years at the least.
I'll say this year, next year, and then after that, I think
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah,
I think 2 years because everybody's, this year you can tell by the way the NBA moved on teams are trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before they catch up to them because
I would almost agree.
It's gonna take at least 2 seasons.
Yeah, I was.
These guys are so far ahead, you know.
Kevin Durant's shooting efficiency last year, dude.
That dude walks up and shoot threes. Man.
I mean, he's always been a great scorer.
Yeah,
and we've always argued he's probably the second best player in the NBA. We always talk about LeBron James is number one, and you could debate that all you want of who the greatest player in the NBA was. But numbers-wise, statistic-wise, ESPN, the way they all put it, KD's number 2, LeBron's number 1, and his numbers were just unbelievable last year. His rebound numbers, his shooting percentage, I think was over 50%. How do you do that shooting from outside as much as he does? You know what I mean? Like, okay, big men shoot above 50% because they're right under the basket. How do you shoot from 25 feet out and farther, shooting over 50%?
That dude is unreal, man. And, I think, too, with these guys, the formula that they have is their egos. These guys are take one for the team kind of guys, And so you have the team. Like I said, you see the NBA moving where they're trying to group stars together, but they don't have that same humility. Right now the Thunder, like these guys are kind of, they're not fighting over the ball, but you can tell it's uneasy. Did
you see Game 1 when Melo pulled that rebound away from Westbrook?
No, I didn't see that.
He let's just say he used some very tasteful language, and you can hear it very loud and clear when you watch the video. Westbrook did what he did last year. He kind of was trying to leech the rebound away from one of his teammates, and Melo just made it very clear in a verbal way that he was not going to get that rebound from him. So,
I was just watching they just played the Portland Trailblazers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and freaking Leonard, man, was giving it to these guys. And no, actually, I'm sorry. Forgive me. It was the Celtics. It was the Celtics. They played them.
Oh, okay.
And Leonard's giving it to anybody. But my man Kyrie
Irving
was icing these guys, man. And then at the end, it was something about a out of bounds play. But it was like 10 seconds left, and they were down by 5. And so it was this forever timeout because they're reviewing the clock. And you could just see the tension on everybody. Nobody was talking. The Celtics guys were talking to each other and kind of making the game plan or whatever. And you see Melo's over there with his hands folded. Westbrook over there like not saying a word. You can just feel the tension, man.
Yeah,
you can feel the tension.
Yeah.
So that's why I think these guys will be around for a couple more years as far as and Golden State. The way that their skill set and in the way they're willing to submit to the team goal,
Yeah. I think my only thing is I think it may last a little more than 2 years. I don't see how it breaks up. Who wants to be that guy?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to be Durant. He's already knows that Oklahoma City hates him. If he leaves Golden State the same way, this dude's just going to be shunned by the league. And I think it does bother him. He's already shown by tweeting back at fans and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the trolls. Well, so who breaks it up? You know what I mean?
I got you.
Who's that guy to walk away? I mean,
I think it's Iggy. Iggy's gonna leave.
Does Iggy break him if he leaves?
He does because he gives him depth, and then so Iggy, I think their bench is what's gonna.
By the way, if you're a
them.
real bandwagon and you have no idea who Iggy is, we're talking about Andre Iguodala, who used to be the star player for the 76ers.
I hope they know who
comes
Iggy,
off the bench
Iggy
for the
is.
Warriors now. I mean, hey, this is the bandwagon podcast, though.
Right?
So,
I got you.
This could be someone who said, "I like the color of their jerseys."
Andre Iguodala, and so right now we're gonna jump over to our top teams as far as who we think is playing lights out, and who we think that everybody should jump aboard on their bandwagon. And Nick's, I'm gonna let Nick go first because I think he has the most ridiculous team on his list right now.
Oh, come on, man! You think I'm ridiculous? They
I
just put up.
I didn't say
51
you
points.
were ridiculous. I said you have the most ridiculous team.
Oh, come on, they put up 51 points last
I know,
week.
man, but I don't want to give away. I don't want to give away your
Okay,
team, man.
okay.
I'll let you
'Cause,
say it.
Yeah, I guarantee you, before this season started, if you said that this team was going to go far this year, you are a liar. You are a liar.
Pants on fire.
My team of the week this week is the LA Rams.
The Rams.
These dudes went into a bye week 5-2. Oh, and guess what? Now they're 6-2, dropping 51 points on the New York Giants. I know the Giants suck this year, but look, I don't care who you are. I don't care. When they put 51 points on you, when their quarterback was being laughed at last year and he threw 4 touchdowns this week, come on, bro. Come on, man.
That's that Marshawn Lynch mentality, going to play against some high school kids. You see him mad handling those kids?
And then now the school might actually get in trouble.
CIF is suing him.
Yeah, because they're saying it breaks all these bylaws, which makes sense. I know when I was in high school, I think I weighed 160 pounds soaking wet.
This dude was.
Could you imagine trying to tackle that guy?
Oh my gosh! And
He runs over NFL players, dude. I don't care.
Over and over
Yeah.
and over and over.
I don't care if I weighed 250 pounds playing linebacker in high school. I wouldn't try to tackle that
Oh
dude.
my gosh!
There's no way.
So yeah, the LA Rams, huh?
The LA Rams, bro. I mean, and the reason is not only do I think they can go deep, they have 2 losses. One of them was the Seahawks. I think the next time they play the Seahawks, I do think they will win that game because they're getting better every week.
Do you think they're going to beat the?
better.
Do you think they're going to beat the
I think they're going to
Seahawks?
beat the Seahawks. I think they're going to win that division, and I think they're going to go deep. I am not declaring NFC champs just yet, but anybody who's in the NFC right now, if you do not have the Rams on your radar, then they're going to surprise you.
All right, who's
Eagles, Rams, NFC Championship.
Let me see who's in this. Let me see who's in this division. You got the Niners. The Niners in the division,
They haven't won a game yet.
and then you have Oakland.
No, dude, what are you looking at?
I don't know, man.
I can tell you off the top of my head. It's the Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks, and Rams.
Niners, Cardinals, Seahawks. Oh, because it gave me.
And I
freaking-
know
why
the
you give me LA Chargers.
and I know the Cardinals. They have a losing record still, right?
Cardinals.
And
Yes.
they're going with Drew Stanton the rest of the year, so you can count them out.
Speaking of the Cardinals,
Okay.
you know what record they got because you still got one of their players hoping.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Jamal was giving me a hard time before we started the podcast because I still got David Johnson on my fantasy.
He got
team.
David, and he's trying to trade me a running. He needs a running back. I'm like, dude, if you get that dude off your bench, you can get a running back on the market for something, man.
Dude, I don't need LaShawn McCoy that bad. I got
my
Alvin Kamara, Carlos
I didn't say he was gonna get. McCoy's not even in the conversation. That's my best dude, and he's giving me 5 points a game, man.
Gave you 2 points.
Oh
last
my
week.
god,
That's why I'm hitting you up. I'm trying to get a buy low.
I know he's
trying to get a buy low.
I know something's up when you come knocking. I'm like, nah, I know something's up, man.
But check this out. This is my favorite thing about the Rams, dude. I'm not going to get into their stats and this, that, and the other, but you got to look at their numbers from last year to this year. This year, they're the number one ranked offense. They're number 1 in first downs. They are number 9 in total yards, number 3 in rushing touchdowns, number 12 in passing touchdowns.
I slide in the middle, bro.
Dude, but look at last year. Here's where I'm going to get you.
The start comparison, huh?
Here's where I'm going to get you last year. Again, remember, their points, they're number 1. That's not middle of the pack. Try to guess where they were last year.
Last.
Dead last,
In
number
everything?
32. Guess what? Also in first downs, last, number 32. Total yards, number 32. Rushing yards, number 31. Rushing touchdowns, 26. Passing yards, 31. I mean, their offense is their strength. And last year, and for the last 3 or 4 years, we talked about Aaron Donald and this defense and how good they are on defense. Their defensive numbers are really good this year too. But that offense is what's carrying them, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously, when you have Todd Gurley, you look good. But Jared Goff is balling too.
Hey, Gurley looks freaking. He looks like a beast, man. That dude is a man among boys.
Yep.
That dude is running over everybody and their mama, man.
But last year he did not put up good numbers.
I think
so
he.
you
I think
gotta
he
admit
was
there's a change.
because he was hurt, right?
Yeah, I think he missed a couple games last year, and I think he played hurt even while he was out there. He was hurt for most of the season. But I mean, you also saw a lot of 8 in the box because Goff wasn't playing well. They were totally focused on Gurley, and it just makes it tough. I don't care who you are.
I got you.
When everybody's focused on you, you can't run the ball.
And I can jump on that. I can jump on that team for this week. This thing about us bandwagon fans, is we don't know week to week.
That's right. I was trying to tell Jamal in their bye week last season. I'm like, dude, watch out for the Rams. He's
and I was
I
like,
don't know.
the who?
Yeah, the Rams.
The
He's
Lambs.
Like, are they still in St. Louis?
The Lambs.
Hey, when the Chargers are out here, I know they're playing a little better these last couple of weeks. But come on, at least one LA team is doing well.
I agree. Yes, putting LA on the map. I can go for LA, man. I can put LA on my back.
There you go.
As far as individuals, I don't know. My top team this week is the Boston Celtics.
Can't argue with you
in the
there.
National Basketball Association.
Can't argue with you there.
Man, this dude Kyrie, and it was funny because I was talking to Kyrie's my favorite player. And he's been since like I watched the sophomore rookie game, in his sophomore year, and this dude was freaking shooting lights. I was like, who is this kid? Who is this guy? I seen him in college, but I'm like, this dude is gonna be nice, And ever since then, like he's like baby Kobe,
Yeah.
He's baby Kobe, man, and somebody wanted to fight me because I was saying how I feel that Kyrie's better than LeBron, and then this dude's big too, and he looked at me like what'd you do? Like I just talked about his mama. I was like, oh, never mind, I ain't having this conversation.
Isn't that like LeBron fans though? Like I've never seen anybody get so passionate, but if they're like a LeBron fan, like you said, it's like you just talked about their mom or punched their little sister or something.
The dude is freaking ginormous, man. Of course he's gonna be good, and I'm not saying that I'm diminishing him. I just think, Kyrie for his size and the way he can get in and out of the paint, like you ain't seen LeBron you see LeBron bulldoze somebody over to the or like. But he ain't like getting around these guys like Kyrie is like the pure skill and just off the glass and stuff, Maybe LeBron in his, first, 10 years, but
well, and LeBron's still super athletic.
He is.
I mean, and last year he showed that, and I mean the Cavs are kind of struggling right now, but
it's the old man team, man.
Yeah.
It's the old man team
they're
where
4-6 now. They've got a below 500 record.
These young guys, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to. I know they're gonna pull out some trades because they pull out trades every year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some ridiculous trades. Like they got who? Guess definitely trying to meet Golden State again in the finals. But
Boston's gonna be that team they have to get through though. Even without Gordon Hayward, they still look pretty good.
Man, imagine if they had Gordon Hayward.
Oh, it wouldn't even be fair.
These guys
wouldn't even be fair.
These guys are killing people, man.
I know they lost to Cleveland in that first game, but mind you, Gordon Hayward went out 5 minutes into the game, and I think like Jamal said, they're the old man team. They might be already kind of tired because they played their butts off in that game, man, and it was a battle to the finish.
It was.
So they came in fresh, and they played well. Watch out for the next game. Boston might run right all over them.
And then you can even see that I think Sunday night or Saturday, LeBron puts up 50, and then and then they're struggling against the Hawks the next game.
They lost.
Yeah,
they lost to the Hawks. I saw that and I was like, wait, who's on the Hawks again? Dennis Schroeder.
That dude was scoring on everybody and their mama.
Is Paul Millsap still there? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
I know they traded away Dwight.
Yeah, they had to get rid of that dude. I think Dwight needs to retire. But going back to the next 5 games, like all of November, like these guys are not losing. November 16th, they're playing. This is the Boston Celtics. On the 16th, they're playing Golden State. So that's probably going to be a loss. Game. I think they're gonna catch that L then. But listen, they just played the Hawks tonight, whooped them. Actually, they won by 3. I'm pretty sure Kyrie had the ball last. Man, that dude's assassin. They got Lakers next. My team, the Lakers, and they're taking that. They got the Hornets. Toronto might give them a good fight on Sunday. and then they got the Nets, and then after that, they're gonna catch that L with Golden State. But then after that, they're gonna go on a nice 10-game winning streak again. So last year
Indy
they had
has a chance.
last year they had the best record in the league, but and it didn't matter. But I think this year what matters is they got Kyrie.
Absolutely.
Between who's having the ball at the end scares me the most. If I'm on the opposite team, Kyrie having that ball last scares the crap out of me. Rather than LeBron, LeBron is okay, but Kyrie freaking scares the crap out of me.
Well, Golden State had to learn that the hard way. I mean, it's true. I mean, that last finals game when Kyrie hit that big shot to win the game, I think it went 2 minutes. Neither team had scored, something like that.
Yeah.
And just finally they're going to just give the ball to Kyrie.
Well, that was Game 7. Game 7's always give it to the veterans, LeBron.
Right.
Because, Game 7's besides one Game 7, he's come through and that's great players. You don't want to put Tom Brady. Look at, Super Bowl, don't give him a chance.
Nope.
You give him a chance, he's,
keep your offense out there as long as you can.
Right.
Yep.
So these great players, you give them a chance and it's over with, man. So I was already nervous for Golden State, and then watching that last 2 minutes of that game, I was like, man, this is not going well. It's not going well at all.
Yeah, that game.
Even when LeBron fell, I was like, oh, is he hurt? And nope, he was up.
Yeah, that game was kind of frustrating to watch because you guys will learn about me really quick. I have a very hard time rooting for LeBron, so I'm not a Golden State.
You have some pretty clever names for him, right?
Yeah. We'll get into that. Sir Flops a lot.
That'll be another segment for another time.
I'll hold on to those. I'll give you a little bites at a time, but. Golden State, I feel they should have won that series. I feel they lost it themselves. They just didn't play well. Yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from Cleveland. They were awesome, but it is what it is. Golden State got their revenge. KD wants to win a couple titles. There was no way Cleveland was going to beat them with KD out there last year. Somebody should have hired an assassin to blow his knees out or something.
Was it Game 1? They asked LeBron, hey, so what's the difference from this season, last season?
Yeah.
KD.
Yeah. And I think they told Steve Kerr after they won the title, and he goes, something about KD had to convince you guys that he wanted to come over here, and he was like, he didn't have to convince me. Kevin Durant walks in your office and is like, I want to play for you.
Done deal.
Yeah, done deal. He could walk in right now and tell Jamal, hey, I want to take Nick's spot and talk on your show. Boom, I'm fired. It's done. He's gonna jump all over that bandwagon.
I don't think he's that interesting. I don't think he's that interesting. Maybe come on the court and be like, hey, you want to sub out Nick for a 3-on-3? Yeah, all day. Yes, Nick. See you later.
Hey, come on, Jamal. I can shoot, man.
As far as subtweeting and all this other sketchy activity, I don't know, man.
He does that kind of childish, but that's okay.
With two in trouble, forced up and in. Unbelievable.
If you like Never Lose Again podcast and you want to stay up to date on the latest episodes, hit us up on Team Bandwagon Facebook page and smash that like button. Team Bandwagon, never lose again.
All right, so this is Team Bandwagon, Never Lose Again podcast. This segment, you just heard us talk about the top teams. Right now we're gonna talk about teams we love to. Actually, not yet. We're actually gonna talk about teams people love to root for that don't do as well, I guess.
Yeah.
The diehard fan base, because we're hitting on the Team Bandwagon fan base, but what about the diehards?
Diehards, teams, guys that stick with their team.
We can't forget about the diehards, because you guys should be rewarded, because you guys been loyal to all that losing.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. Think about how Golden State fans felt after 40 some odd years and winning a title.
I don't even think they have any diehard fans, bro.
Yeah, not one.
Have you
not
seen
even in
that
San
video?
Francisco or Oakland.
Have you seen that video? They're asking just a couple years ago when what was that dude's name?
Jimmy Kimmel?
No, one of the players. See, I don't even know. They're asking just maybe the 2005 squad. They're asking players from that. Or the squad where Baron Davis was on, and they're asking them about, who was on there. And
that team was fun to watch.
It was the We Believe team.
The We Believe team. They were the 8th seed.
Richardson.
Knocked off the number 1 Mavericks. I don't know. I think Jason Richardson was gone.
You think so?
I think it was gone because it was Matt Barnes, Baron Davis, and what's his name? Monte Ellis.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis can ball. He's like an unevolved Westbrook.
Well, can you believe there was an argument when they drafted Curry? Curry, of course, came off the bench behind Ellis that first year. And by second year, they're like, both these guys play point guard. What do we do? What do we do? Do we trade away Curry or do we trade away Ellis? Can you believe now they had that conversation?
Well, you have to look at like down the line. Like if they're just looking, if they're a team that's just looking for the season, like how do we get through the season? Yeah. Of course you can go with Ellis. Right. But down the line, developing Curry, he was the future, Yep. So
I want to brag real quick since we're talking about the Warriors, talking about Curry, talking about his early stages. I said straight up in that draft.
Oh my gosh.
I said it.
Here we go.
Everybody was talking about Hasheem Thabeet.
Nickstradamus.
And I was Nickstradamus, and no one believes me, but I'm like, you guys were there, and I told you Steph Curry will be the best player in this draft.
Oh my gosh.
And you guys can jump and join the bandwagon with me.
Who was in that draft? Was Kyrie in that draft?
Kyrie was not in that draft. Kyrie was not in that draft.
Because that's argument over right there.
I think that was the next year or something like that.
Okay.
But my thing was I watched him at Davidson.
Yeah.
Because I remember his dad playing. His dad was one of my favorite players.
His dad can hoop.
Of course, I was really young. I don't remember that much about it. All I remember is every time Del Curry was on the court, they were going to hit a couple threes. That dude can shoot. I think he's got the record for the most points off the bench in the NBA ever. Mm-hmm. The guy could play. And so I thought, okay, his son, yeah, he weighs like 95 pounds soaking wet, but that dude can shoot. And I guess his dad was trying to get him to all these big schools, Duke and yada, yada, yada. And they're like, we're not really interested, Del. Sorry, man. So he went to Davidson. And got him I think he got him to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Something like
16,
that.
Sweet 16.
And he was the only one there. So I was like, dude, this guy will be the best player in this draft, and no one believed me. So it's okay. You guys can join the bandwagon now of how great Steph Curry is.
You're only 4 years too late. Only if we started this podcast 2014.
Oh, I know.
Oh, man.
I think he got drafted, 2010?
That'd be a good research project.
Yeah, it'd be a good research, something like that. But
yeah.
I can tell you,
we're just some regular guys, man. We don't do this for a living, so.
Hey, but this is fun. this is fun. It's a lot of fun. But talking about teams that
diehards.
Diehards.
And everybody can agree. I don't know if you are a diehard Warrior fan. We would love to hear from you. Hit us up on Twitter at NeverLoseAgain. Where the E's or threes. Or email us at win@teambandwagon.com. I would say give us a phone call, but I'm not giving out my number. I want to hear from you. If you are a legit diehard Warrior fan, please, if you are out there,
absolutely,
hit us up. But as far as my diehard nominee, I'm gonna go for Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they have a great fan base of diehard fans who are like legit diehard fans, and through the winning and through the losing, they are true Steelers, and I have a mother figure who helped raise me, and she is a diehard Steeler fan, and I love this lady to death, man, and she goes for them, Ben's doing something stupid, she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy. But Steeler fans, I'm not sure if you know Lori from church. Lori is a diehard Steeler fan.
I have, yeah, I've met her.
Don't bring it. Don't talk to her if she don't look at her sideways if they lose, because she'll say what she gotta say and pray for you later.
That's it.
But she's diehard, man, and that's what I love. Like it's a community that they work hard and they take pride in wins, and they take the loss on the chin.
Yeah.
So I think they have a great fan base, a great diehard fan base.
It's funny you bring that up. The guy I actually work closest with, he's a hardcore Steelers fan. Been a Steelers fan since he was a little kid. And he told me first day of work, because this dude's kind of my supervisor, he said, don't talk about, I'm not going to talk about the first two things because they were personal to him. But the third thing, he goes, and don't talk bad about the Steelers. And he's like, I don't care if we lose. I don't care if we're 0-16. Do not talk bad about the
do
Steelers.
it, man.
Don't do it in front of me. And every once in a while, we'll come in. It'll be a Monday, and I'm like, where's Randy? And they're like, he's not here. And I'm like, oh, yeah, the Steelers lost. He's at home
Isn't
soaking
that a trip?
in his woes, man.
Isn't that like, Cowboy fans, I have no problem laughing in their face. This is Stephen A is like I think Stephen A should be the team bandwagon captain. The way he just gets on the Cowboys. But man, I am not looking sideways at Lori, after they lose. I'll talk to her, you know, hey, what's going on, and give me some insight. What do you see, But I'm not like, hey, you see that score? Oh, what's up with your boy? Because nope, I know better.
Yep.
I value my life too much.
They love their team. And I'm not throwing a blanket over Steeler fans. I just got a question for you. Do you think, especially
hopefully
because
Lori's not listening,
we don't live in Pittsburgh, okay? But we definitely see a lot of Steeler fans. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact they got 6 Super Bowls? They may be jumping on that bandwagon a little bit.
Man, no, bro. I'm not even gonna answer this question, bro.
Because I'm not talking about Lori. I'm not talking about my friend.
Dude, there's a lot of Samoans who are Steeler fans.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And
Troy Polamalu.
And I'm not about to get jumped. One of the comedians, somebody said, they ain't messing with some Samoans, but they ain't want to get jumped. But no, seriously, I love you Steeler fans out there. I'm not messing with you guys.
Steeler fans unite.
Nick can question you all day,
I just got questions, man. I just want the truth.
But you get, after so many losses to, not so many losses, because here I go again. Okay, after the Patriots, as far as title count, is keep growing, I still think they have a solid fan base, man. I think it's that blue collar, work hard, have integrity kind of people, I don't see any these Dodger fans, out there who what is it? Die easy is the word. Die easy Dodger fans. I know personally because I'm one. I'm an LA guy, so when the Angels won, I celebrated. When they
were Anaheim back then, though.
Yeah, but still, man, it's, SoCal, baby.
SoCal.
And so when the Dodgers lost, I was like, oh, I don't know you. Dodgers texted me. I was like, who this?
New number. Who this?
But yeah, man. As far as moving on to teams we love to hate, of course, you guys already know who I love to hate. But what's the team you love to hate?
Man, there's so many.
You
know what? It's gonna hurt because it's to talk about something you just talked about. You know what I'm gonna point out, man, is the Boston Celtics. And
Celtics?
You know why?
Well,
you know why? Because you know what? I didn't grow up during Showtime, Lakers versus Celtics. I was born shortly after that. But man, that 2008 championship. Lakers lost in the finals. I love the Lakers, okay? I grew up a hardcore Laker fan, and I started to understand what that feels. Now, I'm going to say straight up, only because I met people who grew up in that area, watched Showtime, it's still not the same. Like, they beat each other up. They would kill each other just because they wore the wrong jersey, okay? Like, it was crazy. You had players fighting fans back then. Okay, so I get it. The rivalry's still not but dude, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And I'll tell you right now, because I was at Game Crazy back when it was Game Crazy, right? Not GameStop. And there was a dude in there.
Ripping people off.
I was buying a hat. Or not a hat. I'm sorry. I was buying a video game, and there was a guy, and he's wearing a Celtics hat. Right after they beat the Lakers in the finals.
Ooh, you wanted to punch that dude in his face, huh?
I told him straight up. I go, hey, bro, that hat looks kind of new. And he got like super mad. He got super mad.
Punch him in the face.
And he was like, I've been a Celtics fan since Antoine Walker. And da-da-da-da. I go, that was like 2 years ago, bro. Don't get crazy. I go, name somebody from like the 90s or something. He got like super upset. Fortunately, he still sold me my video game. I thought he was going to scratch it.
Oh, he was an employee there?
He was an employee, bro.
Oh, my God.
It was just me and him. We were the only ones in the store.
Hilarious.
I thought we were going to get into a fight. Because I was like, bro, come on. Like, what even happened to Paul Pierce's leg? Did he really just go in the back and get steroid injections?
I used to like Paul Pierce. I can't stand Paul Pierce,
I can't
man.
stand him. He's a
Even
punk.
on what is it, the jump? He's on there. I'm like,
Yeah.
get this
Yeah.
phony looking dude. You go get carried off of the court,
Yep.
and then come back raising his fist like he's Rocky.
Yep.
You know,
Well,
running down the street.
During the championship run that year, a lot of people don't remember the year before Kobe was having that great year where he was averaging like 35 points a game. And
Like
you had,
every year,
Yeah.
Kobe did.
but remember that big year we all didn't understand why Steve Nash won the MVP because Kobe was tearing it up.
Yeah.
And Steve Nash won the MVP title that year, but I remember a game, Kobe's in Boston. He's in the Garden, and Boston fans are chanting, MVP, MVP. And the next year, because they got Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen, they're talking about Celtics for life, bro, Celtics for life. And even, I think it was Mike Bibby, because he played him in the playoffs. I think he was on the Hawks or something.
Mike Bibby?
Yeah, and I remember he took it really personal because his sister was married to Eddie House, and Eddie House was on the Celtics. So his sister was rooting for Eddie House and against him.
Oh,
so he got really upset, and he was like, "These fair weather fans in Boston," and yada yada yada. And so, not all Celtic fans are bandwagon fans, okay?
Hey,
but those of you who are, this is your show. This is your show, and I'm not bashing you for it. But my point is, man, I felt that hate, as a Laker fan. And then
Felt
it
the
went
blood
up.
boil.
And then what happened? We ran into him again 2 years later, and it just got even more intense, dude. It just got crazy.
Yeah.
And now they're good. The Celtics are good again. And the Lakers are taking a little longer to get back on their feet. So
Well,
I know
hopefully
Celtic
next
fans
year-
who are like, oh, yeah, Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving. They got a good team. I'm not arguing. They'll probably win the East this
Are
year.
you throwing shade over here, bro?
Well, I'm throwing a little bit of shade. We're talking about our teams we love to hate. I'm loving on them because they got bandwagon fans. They're growing the bandwagon nation. At the same time, they're the Lakers rivalry,
Now
bro.
I know how these Miami Heat fans felt when I was throwing shade their way when before they were Cleveland fans.
That's
like
right,
2
yeah.
weeks before.
That's right.
And it was like, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm like, what? That don't make no sense. But it kind of makes sense now because I'm not pushing for them to win the championship. I definitely want to see Kyrie do good. And
Gordon Hayward, or not? I'm sorry, not Gordon Hayward. I'm rooting for Gordon Hayward. I like that guy. I liked him at Butler and all that. But Brad Stevens, his coach from Butler, besides Popovich, I think he's the best coach in the league.
No,
Come
that
on,
dude
man.
don't look like he can chew gum and tie a shoe, bro.
Besides Isaiah Thomas, who carried that team last year?
That dude, Bradley, and that dude, they had kind of a squad. Stop looking at me like that, Nick.
Because
Come
I'm
on,
right.
man.
Come on, what, Cody Zeller?
Dude, I'm not giving props to the coach, man. I'll give props to the fan base before I give props to that coach, dude. I think the fans
Brad Stevens.
willed that team to win more than
They had a great fan base. They had a great support
Bro.
last year. But Brad Stevens, dude, I'm telling you.
No, man. That dude wet behind the ears, man. He don't know what he's doing, dude.
Come on, man.
I could be really hard on him.
Come on.
I could be being hard on him.
Come
but
on.
I just don't see it, man.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't-
telling you right now, and this pains me to say this, you put Brad Stevens on almost, because there are teams that are literally that bad, but you put him on almost any team, and I think he makes them a playoff team. And I don't normally say that about coaches, because I think coaching is kind of overrated, but sometimes you just got the juice, and you got the right players, and you can build the system. You don't need superstars. Eric Spoelstra is an overrated coach, and I think he gets all this glory because he won a couple titles with LeBron there. I think he's a defensive-minded coach, and I don't think he's bad.
Yeah,
but come on,
he's
man.
not
We were
a
talking
good
about like a
coach.
top 5 guy, and all these
Yeah.
guys. Eric Spoelstra. He's overrated.
Pat Riley freaking coached that team more than that
Riley
dude.
coached that team for telling the truth. Come on, you know what I mean? I guarantee you, Eric Spoelstra was not in that meeting when they were recruiting LeBron.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't nowhere near that room. All right, moving on. Teams we love to hate. We got Mr. Celtics fan over here. I'm sorry, Celtics hater. And I'm ashamed to say I'm a Dallas Cowboy hater. All my Dallas Cowboy fans know. Especially because we were talking about memes earlier. Like I don't know how, but all the best cowboy memes just come to me. Just the best ones. And I can't just laugh by myself. I got to share these laughs with other people, you know, who
Especially Cowboy fans.
might be Cowboy fans, you know, and I got to tag them in post, you know, and moving on, you know, and my beef with the Cowboys is, you know, it's not Tony Romo, which I had a beef with Tony Romo. It's above Tony Romo. It's above that new shiny stadium they have. It's above, you know, Skip Bayless being, you know, their number one bandwagon, you know, person on the radio spewing nonsense. My biggest beef is they're America's team, you know, and it's like, no, we're not. You're not America's team because I live in America. I'm American, and I hate that team.
But in their defense, here we are on your show, still talking about them.
Yeah, because any chance I get, I'm bashing them, you know? So I can bash it with 2 people in the room, or I can bash it with 100 people listening, or 200 people listening.
But do you think if, like, right now the 49ers were America's team, Mr. 0-8s, do you think they'd even be worth talking about?
No, but I don't know, because they had as much, you know, past success, I think, as Dallas Cowboys did, you know, with
so why
those guys.
why do you think that is? Both teams have 5 Super Bowls. Both teams were hot in the 90s. Why did the Cowboys team pick up so much?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think, you know, with these guys, what's heating it up too is Tony Romo. I think Tony Romo is definitely put a bad taste in my mouth, because he was a terrible quarterback, but people swear up and down he was really good, you know. But I didn't see it, you know.
I think, and I know this is going to totally counter what you said.
Here he goes.
I actually think he's a pretty good quarterback. Okay.
Closet bandwagon Cowboy fan.
No, I do not like the Cowboys. I've never rooted for the Cowboys in my
He's
life.
wearing a star undershirt just in case they win the Super Bowl. He just tears it off like he's Superman.
Well, you know, okay, maybe if they get to the Super Bowl, but that's not happening this year anyway. But I think Tony Romo gets a bad rap. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, what is he bad at? Finishing games. What is he bad at? Playing in big games. That's kind of how his career started. He got poor, and I'm going to give you guys a history lesson here. Drew Bledsoe, starting quarterback for the Patriots, gets hurt, loses his starting job to Tom Brady, goes to the Bills.
That was inevitable, though. Like Tom Brady was going to play.
Except
eventually.
Tom Brady was the 4th round pick that nobody was talking about, and the 49ers passed up on.
But still, he was going to have his chance to play sooner or
so?
later. Like, look at Rodgers. How long did Rodgers stay on the bench? Behind Brady. But
I think that's a different generation. I think they drafted Rodgers in the 1st round, and then held on to him for 4 years and said, Brett, I'm sorry, bro, you got to go.
4 years. 4 years, dude. Like, that's a long time.
Brady, by the time he was kind of getting taken into, teams were just holding on to their quarterback as long as they could.
True.
And so Drew Bledsoe was a really good quarterback. So my point is, he loses his job to Tom Brady, this 4th round pick that nobody even knows his name. I mean, he was good in Michigan, don't get me wrong. Nobody knew who he was. Mm-hmm. But I don't think anybody expected him to take Drew Bledsoe's job. And then goes to Dallas and loses his job to a guy named Tony Romo. Tony Romo gets into the playoffs, and then how does his career start off? In his playoff game, he botches that hold, bro, for the kick.
Why was he out there anyways? Like, isn't that the backup's job?
Nowadays, it's the punter's job. Back then, yeah, it was the backup.
I think
quarterback.
I think Romo set a new policy for the NFL. They're like, yeah, we're not going to put our quarterbacks out there.
Get the punter out there now. Well, I vaguely remember, and it kind of makes sense to kind of defend him a little bit. He was the backup he was the backup
Tony Romo defender.
He was the backup for so long. Doesn't it make sense that he spent more than half the season
Saturday
already practicing,
cartoons.
holding, and while Drew Bledsoe was a starter?
Saturday morning cartoons, Tony Romo defenders. Coming to the aid of this terrible man.
I vaguely remember, and I don't know how true this is, I vaguely remember it came out like that the coach was like, no, Tony, we're going to get someone else out there to hold the ball. And he was like, Coach, let me hold it. And
it was his fault.
Everything happened from that.
So you're just proving to me you're just giving me even more proof how terrible this guy is.
Because I'm going to say,
because he had the opportunity to miss it, and he was like, "Oh no, let me go. I want to fail. I'm gonna catch this L. It ain't gonna dodge me."
But you're not gonna root for the guy who's like, "No, put me in, Coach. Come on, that's what you're supposed to do. Put me in, Coach.
Yeah,
put me in, Coach."
That's what he did. He put me in.
Put me in. And so come on,
you got put in. All right.
I'm gonna say it. I don't normally believe in this type of thing, but I think he cursed himself from that day forward, dude, because he had great games. He's had great moments in his career But then if it wasn't
think-
if
think
it wasn't 5 interceptions in a bad game, it was a broken collarbone.
Do you think like he wanted to be great so bad that's why he sucked so much?
I think he tried too hard sometimes. Yeah.
Mr. Tryhard.
Makes sense. I mean, like I said, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I
No.
don't think he's a superstar.
And
I think
what-
he's a great quarterback. Good quarterback, not great. Great,
Yeah.
great is a word we need to say for the greats, but I think he was better than people gave him credit for.
I got you. And back to your question when you were asking about, you know, the Niners and the Cowboys and their heydays, you know, and how they had so much success. I think too what helps me accept, I guess, the 49ers a little bit more so than the Dallas is, well, I can respect both teams because both teams had, like, you know, they had great players on their squads, and these guys back in the day, like, cats used to ball like nowadays where it really didn't matter who, you know, what jersey they wore. You know, they ball like Emmitt Smith, like, you know, that dude's balling, you know.
Yeah.
And just now today, you know, Elliott, you know, no matter what jersey he's in, that dude's balling, you know. So I think the league is coming around back to that, but I think for so long they had their I think they were trying to push these losers so much, you know. And that I heard a couple commentators saying that Tony Romo was going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm like, but what, losing?
Like I said, I think he's borderline, and you know what? He may even get a sympathy vote. He may get in. He may get in. He was their quarterback for a long time for the biggest NFL franchise.
Jerry
there is.
Jones.
Jerry Jones just loved that guy. Loved
They
that
still
guy.
haven't retired him, right? He's still like on kind of the route. He has an option
I
to come
think
back.
he's on
too.
the option to come back. Now, I will say this. If he stays in the booth for 20 years, he will be in the Hall of Fame because that dude predicts plays at a scary, scary rate.
You know, if I have heard him commentate, I probably, you know, just
Dude,
listen
check
right over
it
him.
out. He did it first game of the season. Titans and Raiders played, and he's done several games since then. Look it up on YouTube, guys, if you get a sec. And he, literally seconds before the play, sometimes as they're going into the huddle, he'll be like, this is a throw to the tight end. Or they're going to run it with the fullback. And, you know, like, this is a play action throw. And he's spot on. It's like freaky.
Maybe he's like the new Madden. Like, he couldn't play that well, so he's well.
But
I
I
wouldn't say coach.
But I almost think maybe like that's what made him a good quarterback. Again, not great, good. Maybe he was really good at
I wouldn't even label him good.
Maybe he's good at making
Average?
reads. You know what I mean? Maybe,
Gotcha.
Maybe this guy.
I'm a little hard on him. I don't care though.
I get it though. I get it.
Yeah.
I remember watching a game, and my friend put up a really funny meme, and I still laugh about it to this day. And I can't
love
remember how long ago this was.
cowboy
Like 3
memes.
years ago. And Tony Romo threw 5 interceptions against the Bears. And this is back when the Bears had a really good defense that year. And they benched him in the fourth quarter. The game was long since over. They didn't want him getting hurt. He was playing horrible. And somebody put a meme, and it was a Dallas Star, and it just said, and when Tony Romo went to the bench, he threw his helmet, and that too was intercepted. He had his embarrassing gaffes. He had these moments. I get it. And unfortunately, that's all I'm trying to say. I think that's what he'll be remembered for. But he did have some good moments there.
Man, oh man. All right, well, you know, I can talk about the Cowboys all night, man, and how much I hate them.
I hear you. So
But-
what do you think about them being the most valuable franchise in the NFL right now?
Jerry World, these guys are worth $4.2 billion. And, you know, I would accept the title as the Yankees being America's team over the Cowboys.
Wow.
I would definitely say yes. I vote for that, you know. If we can take up a vote, you know, hashtag, you know, never lose again, Yankees, America's team. Let's do it, you know. But yeah, man, I think that's because Jerry is a good businessman, and he came from oil, you know, black tea. What is it?
Black tea. Yeah.
Texas Gold.
Texas
you know?
Gold. Yep.
So they got that money where they can bring in those figures. So I think that's what helps them. And then and they know, you know, there's a lot of bandwagon Cowboy fans out there. So
yeah.
As soon as they you know, they play national TV like every game, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because that's the the New York Giants is like on like televised every game they play. It's like it's like every like Sunday nights or I'm like, really?
even when they suck, like this year.
These guys are getting pummeled, and it's live for everybody to see.
I think the only reason I ever like watching the Giants, which that's done for this year, is watching Odell Beckham. Yeah. That guy is so exciting to watch, but otherwise they're not worth watching.
Nope.
They're not worth
with two in trouble, forced out and in. Unbelievable.
Want more from Never Lose Again podcast team? Then you need to jump on that Team Bandwagon website at www.teambandwagon.com. Find links to our social media sites and subscribe. Team Bandwagon, never lose again.
So we're gonna wrap it up. This is you guys are listening to Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast, and we are wrapping up our first episode, and we're gonna nightcap it with the World Series, man. You know, the World Series just ended, fresh off of a L maybe a week ago.
Yep.
You know, LA Dodgers, you know, got beat in the first inning. Man,
5 yards in the first inning.
Five home runs. First two innings, they were down 0-2, and and we got some little ones interrupting our podcast. It's okay, we're dads. That's you know,
yeah, we're dads first.
This is part of the process as Nick's trying to flag his kid. He's scrunching up his mouth as bad as possible, saying, "I'm gonna beat you, kid," and he's still at the door. But
my son is not afraid of me. You guys.
Good thing we're wrapping this up, though, right?
Good thing.
So, yeah, man, 5 runs in the first 2 innings. That was really bad. And these I don't watch baseball. I watch baseball, but I don't follow baseball as close because, first of all, I think there's too many games, you know. And so I'm just already disinterested, you know.
162.
I thought it was like 500. Feels like 500, man. You know, and I do like that they have replay, which, you know, they can get some stuff right, but it just makes the game longer now, which I don't have no problem. Well, I do. I usually like pick up the games like 6th inning.
Yeah.
Watch the last 3. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a great game.
I'm gonna touch on replay before we move past that. The only time replay should happen, because the only reason I agreed with it was when you take away someone's perfect game, when it's a game altering decision, if someone, you know, that's a game winning run, something like that, because otherwise baseball takes long enough as it is, dude.
I think they need to do replay with the pitching, because these guys are missing like crazy stuff, man. It's
dude,
way outside of the box, and it's like strike.
Do you know how long that would take?
I know, man, but I will watch that. If I knew they got every pitch right, I will watch it.
No, you wouldn't. You're talking
wouldn't.
about like 12-hour games.
I totally would not watch that.
Right. Hold on. Let's go to the replay.
These guys are throwing like over like 100 pitches a game. Yeah, I won't.
There's no way, dude. The pitcher would be dead by the second inning.
Well, you had that box on TV, so then, you know, it's just if it's outside of that box and a dude calls, you know, strike, it's like, you know, just really quick, you know. It's like,
isn't
all right,
that
let's move
funny
on.
for us as fans? We get to watch it in HD and with slow-mo
right.
and the little box, and then we go, what are you, blind,
He threw it right in the box to you, bro. He threw it straight to you.
He's watching a pitch go 100 miles an hour with the catcher and the batter in front of him, and he's supposed to get that call right every single time.
Oh, my gosh. But back to these Dodger fans, man. Back to these Dodger fans. I was a fan. I still am. I'm just, you know, I'm a new
Today we tip our hat to the Houston Astros.
Congratulations, H-Town. Man, those guys are playing lights out, man.
Get on that bandwagon, guys. This is a young team.
Dude, I would buy a Springer jersey, but that dude's jersey just went up like 1,000% right now.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee ticket sales are going up. everything, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm just gonna rock him in my heart, you know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I'm gonna give him props in my heart.
Well, good for Houston, man. They've been through a lot this year.
I might pick up a hat if I see a hat. I probably will pick up a hat.
Yeah.
And then so somebody sees me, they're like, "Hey, that hat looks new." I'm like, "Yep, just bought it today."
That's right. Hey, you should check out teambandwagon.com.
Right? Never Lose Again t-shirts.
That's right.
Shameless plug again. We got some good deals, but yeah, man. Dodger fans, bro. I was listening to a commentator. I was saying this earlier, and they were saying that the Houston knew what pitches Darvish was throwing.
Oh, wow.
I
didn't hear that.
Yeah, they were saying the way he was moving his hands, as far as like if when his hands was in his glove and it didn't move, he already had his grip for his fastball.
Oh, man.
And then so when it was moving, they knew he was getting ready for that slider, and they were knocking him out the park, man. Knocking him out the park.
And they traded him, or they traded to get him just for the playoffs because they were tired of over pitching Kershaw in the playoffs. He was always hurt because they overused him.
Yeah.
And so they got Kershaw they got Yu Darvish just for that series. And man, he blew it for him.
Man,
he's
that was
definitely not going to be a Dodger next year.
definitely not going to be a Dodger next year. But you know, they're gonna have maybe twice as many fans. Everybody's predicting them to win the next chip. But they got a whole nother 500 games to play, man. Anything can happen in 500 games.
Hey, they got the best pitcher in baseball by far.
Oh my gosh.
They
They said best of the both two pitchers, and both of them freaking gave up runs, man, when they need them the most.
I think Kershaw was overused. I think Kershaw was overused.
What about the closer? What's the dude name?
Oh, gosh.
Big dude.
Of course you would ask me. I don't remember. I've slept since then.
Yeah,
And I'm not a Dodger fan, but
he's supposed to be the best closer, and it's like, no, man, you were not. It was like, you know, what is it, the Maury show? You know, you are not the father. And he's like, yes.
All I know is I wasn't a big fan of either team. That was one of the best World Series to ever watch, though.
That was insane.
I don't normally get into it unless my team's in it. That was a crazy series, man.
That was
Crazy
And you know
series.
that when the Dodgers got down, I counted them down. I was like, oh, these guys are done. And then, you know, was it game 6? These guys came back, or game 5? It was something
Game
ridiculous.
6. Game 6. Because game 5, Houston won.
Yeah. And then so I was like, wow, man, these guys are not wanting to lose. No, that was game 5. That was game 5 when they did come back to extra innings. And then
Oh,
lost
that's
next.
right. You're right. You're
When
right.
the
They got
best pitcher-
that three runs in the 9th inning or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So, you know, tipping our hats to Houston Astros. You know, I'm picking up a hat probably this weekend, man.
Hey, did you see that lady who dropped her hat from the 7th floor?
No, I didn't. You got the video? queued
Let
up?
me see if I can get it up. Dude, it was so crazy. I mean, you want to talk about fan unity, bro. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this. If you haven't, check it out. There's a lady, she's watching the parade. She's at a hotel, and she drops her hat from the 7th floor. And all the fans work together to throw the hat back up to her. We'll give you the soundbite right now.
All right, let me see. I'm watching it right
They're
now.
throwing the hat up
Let me
to
see.
her.
Lady loses her hat. This is on YouTube.
And they get it to her. I mean, that's the best part. They actually throw it all the way back up to the 7th floor, one floor at a time.
One floor. That's some teamwork, man. Just
Oh, there's a little bit of an ad. We can't
YouTube
can't
ads.
drop that, can we?
No, we can't drop. Nope. It's unskippable. Oh, here we go. Oh wow, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
A lot of new Houston Astro fans.
Yeah,
Fresh on the bandwagon.
they were Texas Ranger fans a few months ago.
Right. Oh man, they're getting that thing up there. Oh, it dropped like 3 stories. How did she get their attention to get their hat? These guys are using
Well,
more
the-
teamwork than the Dodgers
The
right
best, the best
Man,
part is when they get it to the 7th floor, it goes right to her.
now. Oh, word. Man, oh, yep, she got it.
Yep. It's
was-
so cool, man. Like,
That's dope.
and I think you and I were kind of talking about that earlier. Like, I don't think that would happen at a Dodger parade. You know?
Like, hey Holmes, I dropped my beer. Hey, I'm sorry, that's so terrible. No, I don't. I know some Dodger fans who aren't necessarily cholos.
No,
or gangsters.
of course.
You know, that's just the
Unfortunately,
stereotype.
They're stereotype, and they're not helping themselves when they beat up San Francisco Giant fans. But
dude, that was like 20 years ago, man. You can't.
Like 3 years ago, but
come on, man. They came a long way since then.
They have come a long way since then. I'm sure they're all friends until Game 7 when they lost, and it was like, it's all your fault. You sat in the unlucky seat. It's all your fault.
Homie, I brought my lucky socks, eh?
I told you, Darvish sucks.
All right, it may seem like we're laughing in LA Dodgers pain, but we felt that pain too. We live here in SoCal, and
Not me. I'm an Angels fan.
all right, well, I felt that pain. My wife, she watches baseball in the World Series, and all of a sudden she's she actually watches more sports than me. She I wouldn't say she watches more. She cares about more sports than me. If it's baseball, I don't care about baseball. But some reason she cared. I guess because her dad, my father-in-law, is a diehard. The whole family is diehard Dodgers. So, I can't. They're probably gonna listen to this like, what the heck, Holmes? No, they don't talk like that. Only one of them talks like that. No, I was kidding.
You want to hear something funny? I'm the total black sheep in my family.
Uh-huh.
My dad, my brothers, my mom, they're all Dodger fans, and I went to become an Angel fan. And my dad's like, "How do you root for the Angels? We are all Dodger fans." And I'm like, "Dad, you're the black sheep in your family. They're all Padre fans."
And I'm the one that I don't follow the crowd.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it benefits me, sometimes it doesn't. One time it didn't benefit me is when I watched Avatar on DVD, and I was like, what the heck, I missed this in theaters in 3D.
Yeah.
I was really bummed out because everybody and their mom was talking about like, that movie ain't that good.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
That movie was sick.
Yep.
But
Jamal's on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
He'll be there for Avatar 2 on opening night.
We'll see, man. See, there I go again. I'm gonna miss out because last time they got a perfect. This time,
they're gonna create a new award at the Oscars for greatest movie ever made.
Right.
It's gonna be Avatar 2.
Avatar 2, the return to the jungle.
The Return to the Jungle. What was it called? Pandora or something like that?
I don't
Wherever
know,
they
man.
were.
I watched that movie one time. That movie's hecka long, bro.
It's very
almost
long.
as long as it.
Aren't all James Cameron movies really long? Titanic. Terminator.
Hey, Terminator, dude.
Terminator's legit.
Terminator's legit. Did he do Terminator 2?
I think his wife did or something like that. I think so. I can't remember.
Terminator 2,
Terminator
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Best movie ever. You heard it today.
Whoa.
Best movie ever.
Whoa.
Yes.
And for
Jump
those of
on
you
that
who are too
bandwagon.
young and haven't seen it yet, it is one of the best. I will not jump on that one as the best.
Best movie ever. I remember one time I was playing outside and I ran into I love the movie, of course, but I ran into like the cassette soundtrack of that. I don't know how I got my hands on it, but I played the heck out of that soundtrack. And it's Guns N' Roses. My parents are like looking at me like, what the heck are you listening to? I'm like, this is the Terminator 2 soundtrack. What you talking about?
Did you fast forward to the part every time that it just goes dun 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 dun?
God, it was just
dun 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 dun.
That was on side B. That was on the other side. So I listened to both sides. I probably played out the Guns N' Roses a little bit too much. Every time I'm on the radio, I'm like, oh, I'm Mr. Quizzer. You know what soundtrack this is from? Because I only played it 100 times. Oh man, but this is it, guys. Episode 1. This is a beautiful moment in history, and there's more to come. We have some pretty cool things up our sleeves. We have some special guests lined up. We have a soccer correspondent, my man Jesus Victoria. With the name Victoria, he got to be on Team Bandwagon.
That's right.
Because you just got to be victorious.
Victorious.
I
like it.
So he's our soccer correspondent. He helped out with a blog we did with about the MLS and the playoffs. And he was terribly wrong. He was terribly wrong. You guys can read it. It was Atlanta United, the hottest team in the MLS, and they were out the first round. So, but it's all good. He still knows his stuff though.
That's how it goes sometimes, man. You could be a total expert. I mean, and still get it wrong.
He still knows his stuff. And then we got our friend, we got my man Stefan coming through. Stefan is one of the originators of Team Bandwagon. He's Mr. Team Bandwagon himself. So anything that dude gets a chance, he's jumping on people's bandwagon.
Did you say he was rooting for the Warriors and he's like from Cleveland or something like that?
He was rooting for both, bro. How do you that's like some like ninja bandwagon skills, bro. He's a bandwagon ninja.
That is the most bandwagon thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, both these teams look really good this year. I'm gonna root for them both.
It's like two trains traveling in a different direction. He was on both of them. It's like
that's insane.
How do you do that?
How do
man?
you pull it off?
You had a hologram in one. And, is it? I don't know, man. That dude has some ninja skills.
That's crazy. That's a real bandwagon right there.
And then we have some special guests coming through. I think we're gonna have our friend Bruce Windless call in next week. Bruce Windless.
Bruce.
He's the die-hard captain. You know, he dies hard. That's why we call him Bruce Windless.
Hey, you got to sit next to him next week, though, because when you use the word bandwagon in front of him, he gets, like, hostile. I don't want to be there.
You know, he starts cursing, you know, yippee-ki-yay and all that stuff, man.
I'm telling you. He's hardcore.
Yeah. Watch out, man. Don't get that dude a machine gun. Do not want to give him a machine gun.
Hey,
You caught that?
I like it. You guys will catch on.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is Jamal Brown signing off. Team Bandwagon, Never Lose Again podcast with my man
Nicholas A. Garcia.
Nicholas A. Garcia. I'm not gonna expose my man's middle initial for A. Let's just say it's really dope. It's pretty cool.
Maybe you guys will earn that eventually. We'll make a game out of it or something.
Right. And then so I'm not sure if you can hear on the mic, but our kids are tearing up Nick's house right now. Our wives are so mad at us.
My phone's been blowing up, dude.
Man, we're gonna have to rub some feet tonight or something. But yeah, we're signing off, guys. This is Team Bandwagon, Never Lose Again, episode 1 in the books. We catch you guys on the next episode.
Love you, Bandwagon Nation.
Peace out.